discover these powers and figure out how they work. She can control these things called tears, which essentially are these rifts in time. So, for instance, there was one battle that they showed. There was this huge rift that was like a turret, and you could tell her to pull that turret in from another time and then use it. But you're on sort of a meter. You can't just have her pull everything in that you want. You have to pick and choose what objects she pulls in. So these rifts also, these tears, will take you to other periods of time. So there's this one scene where there's a horse lying on the ground that's dead, and she's all upset about it or whatever. She puts her hands on it and attempts to like revive it. But what she ultimately does is ends up opening up this tear that takes you to the future. So it just goes zap. And next thing you know, you're standing on a city street, and it looks like it's the 1980s. And they're both like, holy shit, what is this? And then zap, they're zapped back out of it. And so I don't know if you go back there. I don't know how time shifting is going to work in the game, but there's definitely a time element. There's definitely an opportunity or a possibility to explore other periods of time. The other thing that's important about this is this game is not an escort mission, and that was my biggest concern. I'm like, are we going to be babysitting this girl throughout the whole entirety of the game? Truth be told, she's far more badass than you are. I mean, she's the one with all the powers. You do not have to rescue her. You do not have to babysit her. In fact, one scene we were going on the sort of the Skyhooks, which is this roller coaster like network that connects like the floating parts of the cities together. And so there's like set piece moments on it where you battle people on it, but it also is like a means of traversal. So in this set piece moment that they were showing, you kind of come around the corner and you're like hanging from the hook, and you look down and you see her down on the ground beating the shit out of somebody. And they said that they've littered stuff like that all through the game to let you know that, hey, she could take care of herself. Don't worry about it. She's going to be fine. So you can go about doing your business, so to speak.
So do you? I mean, but do you need to be with within a certain amount of geographical distance to her? Or?
Nope.
Nope. Fine.
She goes and does her own thing. She's more than self-sufficient. They've replaced the plasmids in this game. They still have them, but they're kind of different. They're basically these elixirs that you drink called vigors. What they've shown us so far of the stuff that you get, pretty freaking awesome. Even the stuff they put out in the trailers already that aren't what we saw in the demo that they showed us at Judges Week. Even the stuff they have out there in the public eye already is pretty freaking awesome. So all I can say is I went into there. I didn't know a whole lot about the game. I hadn't done a lot of research, and I came out of that demo with my jaw on the floor. So
BioShock was brilliant. BioShock 2, good, but felt like a cash-in.
Well, I talked to them about that as well. I was like, so how do you guys feel about BioShock 2? And they told me that they knew hardly anything about the game. They said that they didn't really read up about it, play it, research anything until like a week or two before it came out. And so they said that they'd send them information, but the way they looked at it was like, that's not even our game. We're already moving away from Rapture.
It's the Treyarch version of the game.
It is, essentially, yeah. They're like, we don't really care about what happens at Rapture. We told the story we wanted to tell from there. We'll let them wrap it up however they want. We're moving on to this new project.
So this feels more like a true sequel to, and expanding upon the BioShock universe.
Well,